Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I decided to do a beauty routine video because since the end of last year coming into the start of this year, all I've been talking about with my sisters and my BFFs is, skincare. What are you using? Like, recommend an oil. Like, what are you using for this? So I'm like, okay, it's not just one individual product. It is an entire routine that you need to have in place for good skin. And the other thing is, like, when do you use what? So I decided to just do like a little routine, so for their benefits, because I've been telling them these things for a couple of years now, so I can have it recorded. I can send them the video each time they ask me, so that's one of the benefits of doing this. But also, just to have and just to share with you guys as well. So you'll see a lot of videos out there saying, morning routine or get on ready with me, and they show you their nighttime routine. And that's, the steps are similar, but there are certain things that you may want to add in the morning that you wouldn't necessarily add in the evening, or one step more. For instance, if you wear makeup, you may need a pre-cleanse in the nighttime, which you wouldn't necessarily use in the morning because when you woke up, you didn't have makeup on. So the first thing on my list, I have my list here on my phone, that's why I'm looking down. I definitely say you would need a cleanser. For me, I'm oily skin, so I find that gel cleansers works best for my skin. Now, I've had a routine since I was about 15, 16 years old. I loved mud mask. I love feeling like I was at the spa. So I started out just with like over the counter gel soap, surprisingly, gel soap and a moisturizer, and in between that I'd throw in a mud mask here and there. But around 21, I realized that the fine bumps that I had in high school weren't going away, and I'm like, but I'm older now. Why am I still plagued with this? And so I went to a dermatologist, and she prescribed a gelatin type soap, and also recommended gel type soaps for oily skin. So I tend to stick to that, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I've used Clean and Clear, I've used Biore, just the little drugstore finds, and they work fine because it's the other items that really give your skin the boost. After you find the cleanser for your skin, for oily skin, I recommend gel. If you have drier skin, I'm sure cream-based cleansers will do really great for dry skin, because you want to start packing in the moisture from the get-go. But for my oily skin, I definitely just look for gel-based products. The next thing I recommend in building your routine, I'd say go for a toner. Now, this also doesn't have to be expensive. You can go with witch hazel, though I actually tried one earlier. It's now finished. I'm shopping around for other items. I'm trying to update also the products that I'm using for more mature skin, because I'm not 20 anymore, so I need something that's for aging skin. So I'm also shopping around, but to just get in the routine, a witch hazel is pretty good for you as a toner. So that would be pretty good, and those aren't very expensive either. The one that I previously used is highly recommended by a lot of persons. I didn't really see a difference on my skin, but it's definitely highly recommended, so you can try it for your skin to see if that will work for you. The next thing I'd recommend, so you have your cleanser and then your toner. Your toner is almost taking off any leftover residue from dirt or grime, so that also is like a double cleanse for you. And then you go into your serums. So a lot of people hear about serum this, serum that, what do I use, all these different serums, what do I do with them? If you're going to use one serum, I recommend getting a vitamin C serum. That brightens your skin beautifully. Especially, you're no longer in your 20s. The skin doesn't naturally glow if you're like, past 20 years old. The vitamin C skin serum helps that skin to repair and still look like you're 20 years old. It gives you that vibrance, that glow that you've had naturally as a child. So if you're going to choose any serum, I definitely recommend a vitamin C serum. To choose one, I'd say if you're buying it on Amazon, I'll recommend a few below that I've used in the past. I've used Origins. The one that I just finished is the Lumine, and I haven't been able to find that. But I also want to try something else just to test. And so I recommend definitely going for vitamin C serum. The next step after you've put on your vitamin C serum, I'd say go for an eye cream. Now, eye creams, you know, there's no Wonder eye cream. I've tried a few. I haven't found a Wonder eye cream. I'm still shopping around. But the main thing that I want from an eye cream is something to keep your under eyes hydrated, because the drying of the skin and the dehydration of the skin, that's where, early onset aging comes in, because the skin is so dry, it starts to crackle, and that's where you get the wrinkles and the fine lines. And so you want to find an eye cream that's really hydrating. I have used the L'Oreal. I found that really hydrating. But I'm still shopping around just to see, to play around with some stuff and see what else is on the market. After that, definitely you apply your moisturizer. The moisturizer in itself is not what's renewing and boosting the skin hydration. The vitamin C definitely helps with that, which is why just going for a moisturizer is not sufficient. So definitely go with a moisturizer for, look, if you're oily skin, go with your oily skin. I always go back, believe it or not, for Clean and Clear Dual Moisturizer. I've put it down, I've gone and tried like Oil of Olay, etc. And it's always Blackhead City when I'm not using that basic little high school Clean and Clear. So that's one product from my teenage years that I still use. If you can hear the noise outside, I apologize. I'm close to a roadway. But what I was saying is, that's the one teenage product that I go back to, but because I've built it up with my serum and my cleanser and those routine, I still get the benefit from it, and it really keeps my blackheads at bay. Blackheads, which is common when you have oily skin. For me, the next thing, even if you have a moisturizer that has SPF in it, I still recommend getting a separate SPF. Right now, it's recommended that you use SPF 50, and most moisturizers with built-in SPFs usually have about 15 to 20 SPF. So I think after you apply your moisturizer, especially the climate conditions are so much different, definitely go for an SPF. For when it comes to nighttime, what I'd change for the nighttime routine, or what I'd add for the nighttime routine, is your pre-cleanse. Now, to remove your makeup, people highly recommend the micellar water. I've used the Pond's cold cream. When I was younger and performing, that's what we were all recommended to use, and that is like a fail-safe. I still go back to that. It takes it off really well. But if you have coconut oil, that breaks everything down. Even the most stubborn waterproof eyelashes, I just put it on my fingers and I rub my eyelashes, and it gets it off really well. So do a pre-cleanse. To get soap and water alone will not get the makeup off. So put on your coconut oil, break down the makeup, clear that off with like a rag or a sponge, get that off, and then you go into your gel or cream cleanser, you go into your toner to get off the rest of the dirt and oil or makeup, and then you go into your serum. Now, if you only want to add the vitamin C serum, you can use it both in the morning and in the night. I typically only use my vitamin C serum in the morning, because at night I apply a face oil. That's where, because I'm sleeping, it allows the most hydration, and moving into a colder climate, my skin needs help. It is screaming for more hydration. So face oil, especially with the retinol in it, I'm using a face oil. It's just something I picked up over by Marshall's, but it really helps. The smell of this is really luxurious. I'm also shopping around for other night oils as well, and so I definitely recommend night oils you can use, for instance, if you don't want to use a retinol, you can also use a rosehip oil that's really hydrating as well, and it's really good for repairing the skin. So in the night, you can put your serum on and then put your night oil on. I wouldn't necessarily use a moisturizer after, but if you're only using the serum and you have your moisturizer, you can use it at night as well. You keep the same routine at night as well. The only thing you're adding is a pre-cleanse to take any makeup off. But believe me, this is something you do over time, and you're fighting the effects of early aging or aging period. So that's definitely what I'd suggest. So your morning routine, you can use it at night as well, exactly the same. Or if you want to switch out your nighttime moisturizer for a face oil, I'd recommend that even more. Yeah. Some honorable mentions. There is the face scrub, and there's also the mud mask. I recommend doing a face scrub twice per week. I like to do one on Wednesday and on Sunday, because Sunday is when I'm most relaxed. That's my spa day. But I throw one in midweek because, it's better to do two. And right after you do your face scrub, that's when I do the mud mask. This really helps to keep the skin clear, especially for me with blackheads. The scrubbing really helps to break it up and release the pores. And then I put that mud mask on. It is a winning combination. So I do recommend that twice per week. Even before I started buying products for scrubbing, I would use brown sugar. I would lather my cleansing gel all over my face, and then I just tip some brown sugar and rub it on my face, and that does the job well. So even if you can't afford a scrub, or you want to start right after this video, but you don't have the time to go out and buy the face scrub, you can literally use the cleanser you're using right now, get some brown sugar if you have it. I don't like the white sugar. The grains are too small. I think it creates too much friction on the skin. I definitely recommend the brown sugar over the white sugar. So if you want to just go straight ahead to your scrub, you don't even have to wait to get the scrub, but I would recommend a scrub below as well for that. So the mud mask I'm using right now, I usually go for the Juniper by Queen Anne. It's another carryover from my teenage years. It's still pretty good and it works. I'm not using that. I don't have that right now, and I didn't repurchase it only because I wanted to try out the Aztec face mask. This is a powder form. You're supposed to mix it with apple cider vinegar, and you use it in the same way, so it does take a little work. I also use from the Queen Anne, I have a detoxifying mud mask, which makes my skin feel so soft and smooth after, as well as the L'Oreal Deep Sea mud mask. I'll put the name up and I'll show you what I'm talking. I can also link those below. The Aztec really works well. I swear by all three of these products. But if I wasn't using it for a while, or I got busy and I wasn't using my mask or anything like that, I just scrub, put on the Aztec, and you can feel the difference in the texture of your skin by the next day. So I definitely recommend these masks. And that's it for your beauty routine. It's very simple, and the hardest thing is staying consistent, and that is what has carried over from my teenage years till now. It's a very consistent routine. You might skip a day, you might forget, but it's always knowing what to do and to get back in that rhythm. And the minute you start getting in the rhythm, you realize it's just second nature to you. So just to reiterate, you're doing your morning cleanser, you're putting on a toner, you're adding a vitamin serum if you haven't been using one before, and then you're going to your moisturizer and your SPF. The changes you're making at nighttime, if you wear makeup, you definitely want to do a pre-cleanse with, if it's even coconut oil, or you have the micellar water, which I don't think clears it off as well. I prefer an oil-based pre-cleanse, which is why I'd say, push come to shove, go with the coconut oil. And then you go in with your cleanser, your toner, your vitamin C serum, if that's if you're sticking with your vitamin C serum, there are other, serums you can use, like a glycolic serum, a hydraulic acid serum. But for, if you're starting out, I definitely recommend going straight to the vitamin C serum and using it both morning and night. And then instead of the moisturizer, I'd swap that out for an oil, face oil. And this can be, with a retinol or a rosehip oil. Those are the two I'd recommend to use. So I hope this really helps in terms of building your skin routine for 2020. Stay consistent, and I'm sure 100% you'll see those results. And I have more coming in store for beauty content. I am really looking to change up some of the products that I've been using, and for real results for more mature skin. So stay tuned for that. And if you liked this video, please like it. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're new, welcome. My name is Rashay, and I'm looking forward to see you in my next video.